Leo, what is your overall vibe? And they're like being totally open to the gift that you might receive from the universe or from other people. Like before, you might not have noticed it, you might not have taken advantage of it, but all of a sudden now you're like, ooh, I see that, I want that. And other times, in the past, you might not have allowed people to help you out. You might have been all Miss Independent, right? Or Mr. Independent, and you have things completely under control and you don't need help from anybody, but right now they're saying, hey, yeah, take advantage, because it's only going to help you get more organized and be more successful at the things that you're trying to get. This helps you to be more fully you, that full Empress vibe where you're like nurturing and, if the sun stops shining, you just continue to glow in its place because you are the fieriest of the fire signs. So congratulations on that. That's amazing. Just like you are, everybody's going to put you on that pedestal that you like to be on and that you deserve to be on, actually, okay? Now, will you find a pot of gold this month? So what's up with your finances? And what they say is like everything's kind of balanced. Like you see how this is going to sound kind of crazy, but the top of his hat looks either like a condom or like a thimble. Okay, like you'd put on your finger if you're sewing. And so they're like, you've taken the appropriate precautions that you need to. Everything seems kind of balanced. There is stuff kind of in the background that you can't see yet as you're like trying to balance everything out in your life and in your financial world, that has positive things for you, like ships coming in from out of nowhere that you can't see. So a lot of positive juju for you this month, but kind of a little bit of a surprise month for you. Will you get lucky in love if you are single? And they're like, if that's what you want, hell yeah. You just have to believe it. You just have to focus on what it is that you desire and it'll just poof, pop up in your life. Will you get lucky in love if you are coupled? And what they're saying is like the seeds that you've planted in your relationship, they take time to grow and you should be pretty proud of what's growing here. So if you've decided like, I am going to resolve myself to not yell at my partner. Like I'm going to try to communicate, with positive reinforcement instead of nags. You're going to start to see all of that paying off for you this month. So yay, good for you. And if you're in a complicated relationship, which it's like on again, off again, maybe it's just kind of budding and starting, you're just talking to somebody, but you haven't done the deed yet, anything like that. They're saying communication is key this month. And the more that you communicate, the more you might learn that you're not really into it. You might not really want them. They might not really be for you. And the sooner that you communicate and learn that, the sooner you can go, okay, well, maybe I want to take advantage of that singles vibe where whatever I want, I can have it and just cut that loose. They're like, you get to sleep on it for a second, but I think if you're super honest with yourself and with other people, that you will easily be able to discern what is and what is not for you. Okay. So where in your life do you need to push your luck? Where do we need to co-create what it is we're trying to manifest in our life this month? And they're like, just that whole thing of like relinquishing control. So a lot of times we might think, hey, this is the thing that I want. And then we try to devise a plan to get there. Whereas sometimes it's like, I just know I want this thing and I'm going to focus on it. And then like allow the universe to create opportunities for us instead of trying to make things happen the way we want them to. Okay. That's the vibe there. So what kind of rain might show up for us this month? What are like the warnings? And they're saying you might not be your strongest this month. You might feel weak. Maybe, influenza or something gets you down, something like that. But what is the rainbow and the reward at the end of that? And they're like, well, that kind of gets you away from having to work on things that you didn't really want to work on, things that aren't for you. It kind of points out to you what is and isn't going to work for you. So let's say you're feeling like extra crappy after you went out on a drinking binge all weekend. Well, now you realize, hey, maybe it's time to not drink so much or to stop drinking at all. That's just an example. But what they're saying is, some of you have been lying to yourselves about what does and doesn't work for you in regards to your health. Now, this can be taken in many different ways. So, if go with your intuition, whatever kind of like strikes you first as far as health goes, that's probably it. And if you're still confused, you can hit me up for a personal reading. But, like some people, they might work out too hard and then it ends up, they tear a muscle or they break a bone or they go into exhaustion, whatever, and they're hospitalized. for that. And so they're like, quit lying to yourself about that stuff. Like, we all want to act like and think that we are younger than we are, but the universe thinks different. So there's just saying, take advantage of the insight that the universe, that the signs are giving you. Pay attention to this kind of thing and take opportunities to rest, because even though it might drive you crazy that you can't have everything exactly how you want it when you want it and go at, extreme all the time, you can't just like go 100 miles an hour all the time. Like, don't let it bug you, because sometimes just laying around watching Netflix is exactly what you need. And it could be like a spiritual moment. There could be some real cute things that you pick up on in your rest, whether that's, in your dreams as you're sleeping, or, just different things kind of click for you when you're laying around watching TV, feeling all sicky.